Here in My Universe Mode, we have two Summerslams. This is the first one on the What Happened on My Universe Mode PPV Special! It's Summerslam Classic, which took place in New Orleans, Louisiana. We open with a tag match, as Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio took on Arn Anderson and Paul Orndorff, the New Horsemen. Arn Anderson got some early hits in, but it wasn't long before Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio took control and hit some of their big flashy moves, like a moonsault. Way! After Mysterio hit this arm drag, it was the New Horseman's turn to have a bit of fun, and Arn Anderson had his way with Rey Mysterio, with various cool moves, including that nice elbow drop. As usual though, a reversal happened, and Rey Mysterio almost fucked up a dropkick, before Arn Anderson got a neckbreaker. Then the double team moves started. They ended pretty quickly though, and then Rob Van Dam made the mistake of turning his back on Paul Orndorff, getting suplexed in the process. Paul Orndorff then had a bit of fun himself. Van Dam and Arn Anderson would trade moves for a little longer, before Van Dam and Mysterio continued with some double teamness. Then the signatures were hit, and the finishes, as Rey Mysterio hit a 619 and a West Coast pop, before tagging into Rob Van Dam, who proceeded to kick and clothesline his way into a chance of hitting a Rolling Thunder. Once he'd hit that, it was inevitable that the 5-star frog splash would be hit, and Rey Mysterio and Rob Van Dam would be victorious. In a mini feud that had been going on for the last couple of weeks of main event, Ric Flair, accompanied by Magnum TA, took on Santino Marella. And Santino was out to prove that he could hang with the Nature Boy, after getting a surprise victory over him a couple of weeks ago. It didn't start well for him, but it did pick up, and he'd hit a couple of moves before Ric Flair would reverse again. After getting clotheslined in the corner, Santino headed to the outside, where he'd take some frustrations out on Magnum TA. Ric Flair wouldn't let him though, and although he did drop Magnum TA on his head, Ric Flair did take him out. Santino got back in the ring and took some frustrations out of Ric Flair instead, but when he went for the pin, TA was there to stop him. To combat that, he hit the Cobra on him. Ric Flair then got the advantage back. Back in the ring, and Ric Flair was thrusting before he stuck on the figure 4 leg lock, and Santino was in there for what seemed like an eternity. As he came out, he reversed and went for the pin, but Magnum TA was there to stop it again. In fact, every time Santino went for the pin, Magnum TA would come up to the apron and distract the ref. Then the referee threw him out, but when he went for a pin after that, Ric Flair had the whereabouts to kick out. And then he hit this chop. The fuck, I kicked out! And frustratingly, Ric Flair won the match. Now, European title 4-way as Raven, Booker T, Chris Jericho and Stone Cold Steve Austin go at it for that gold. As you would expect from this kind of multi-man matchup, it was pretty much chaos, with high impact moves being hit here, there and everywhere by every man. If you were finding it hard to follow what was going on, don't worry, we all were. But at times, cool moves were hit, like Stone Cold Spinebuster there, or a DDT bomb Raven, which could have easily won the match. It didn't, however, and the match continued. Following this double drop spot, Chris Jericho started cracking out the acrobatics, to no avail, but eventually he would hit the walls of Jericho. However, he was too close to the ropes and got a rope break, and as he broke out of it, Booker T hit the bookend. The chaos continued, and Booker T almost hit the ref, but after apologising, Raven countered his move with a spinebuster. More moves aplenty happened, and Stone Cold hit his Luthez press for a near fall. As the match continued, Booker T felt the need to throw Stone Cold out of the ring, just so he could throw him back in, before hitting Chris Jericho with a suplex, and almost getting a pin. He then reversed a Stone Cold kick, before Raven took out Jericho. Stone Cold was a bit pissed off with this, hit a suplex on Raven, hit his mealy mouth, elbow drop on Chris Jericho for hitting the stunner on Raven, but while he was hitting the stunner, Booker T was stealing the pin on Jericho, and Booker T was our new European Champion. Former tag team partners collided next as Kevin Nash took on Mr. Perfect in an Extreme Rules match. Despite the rules being so extreme, we didn't see any extreme at the start. We just saw big high impact moves from both men, including that wonderful wheelbarrow German suplex. Perfect logged some submission move on at the start, but it was way too early for that sort of thing, and the action almost headed to the outside. Don't get me wrong though, the match did go to the outside, just in a far more interesting way. I think you'll agree there. On the outside, Kevin Nash took out Mr. Perfect for whacking him with a baseball bat. However, Perfect withstood this and took control of the match. Perfect rammed the back of Nash's head on the floor several times, possibly knocking him out, before taking a kendo stick to his head and his back, and when he tried to reverse out of it, he just got whacked in the head again. When he got back up though, he did hit a knockout punch on him though. Kevin Nash channeled his inner Dudley boy, but luckily for Perfect, he had terrible aim when he tried to throw him through it. Perfect took him back in the ring, but got reversed straight away, and then out of the ring. Nash tried to jackknife him through the table. Perfect reversed. Perfect put him back in the ring. Kevin Nash reversed again, and tried to put him through the table again. However, Perfect reversed again. Then Nash finally managed to put him through it. Back in the ring, he hit the jackknife powerbomb for the 1, 2. How the fuck did he kick out of that? Frustratingly, Mr. Perfect kicked out of the jackknife, hit his signature, and then hit a Perfect Plex for the win. So Perfect won the feud, and to end it, he beat down Kevin Nash and told him stuff, mean stuff, so I suppose. There was another feud that needed settling. Batista and Shawn Michaels, who was accompanied by Rey Mysterio. And this was the final match in their 3-month feud. Despite Batista having the bulk of the wins in the past few weeks, it was a relatively open match, with both men hitting their big moves and reversals. Considering they've been feuding for a while, they should know each other's moves by now. Batista hit a couple of high impact moves there before Shawn Michaels reversed into another reversal by Batista. Despite that beatdown, Shawn Michaels did get himself back into it, locking on the sharpshooter. When Batista tried to get the advantage back, he hit a sweet chin music for a 2 count. To be fair, it was pretty early in the match still. Michaels continued the assault with an enziguri and an elbow drop before Batista finally took control back with the Bossman Slam. A spear later, and Shawn Michaels was kicking out after 2. Shawn Michaels reversed Batista's suplex attempt before locking on a schoolboy for another 2 count. Or it would have been if it wasn't a rope break. Then it freaking glitched. It didn't even give me a chance to reverse the damn. Oh fuck this! I'm out. Yes, Batista won the feud and took out Michaels after the match, just like Perfect did with Nash. Told him something mean and nasty. Tag team title match now, as the Ultimate Warrior and Sting took on CM Punk and Lex Luger, Chicago's finest. Both teams traded wins in singles matches in previous weeks, and they were trading moves at the start, as both Sting and Punk managed to get some advantage in. Once Sting had hit this reversal, it was the Blade Runner's turn for some teamwork. First with that little bit there, then this double team move. And Warrior was on it today, getting on him and beating him down. Punk did manage to wriggle out though and hit a suplex, allowing him to tag into Lex Luger, and the two muscly behemoths would go at it. Once Warrior was suitably down, CM Punk tagged back in, and then Lex Luger tagged back in, and Warrior managed to hit reversals on him, tagging back into Sting. Lots of tags here. Lex Luger and Sting gave us a nice long session of nobody being tagged in, which culminated in a Stinger splash being hit by Sting on Lex Luger, and then a knee to the head. He then put on the Scorpion Deathlock for years, as Ultimate Warrior wouldn't let CM Punk interfere. Lex Luger didn't tap though. Sting threw Punk out of the ring before Lex Luger was able to hit a suplex on him, along with various elbows, punches and clotheslines. When Sting finally came to, he hit a tombstone, which taught him a lesson. The Ultimate Warrior came in, hit the Gorilla Press, took CM Punk out, and then hit the splash to the back, covering him for the 1-2-3, and the Blade Runners retain the tag team titles. Now for the main event. Champion Triple H took on The Undertaker for the WWE title, 87-98. At the beginning of the match, Triple H had The Undertaker's number, constantly managing to knee him in the head, even when The Undertaker had the advantage going into it. Triple H then threw him into the corner and hit a DDT. After that, The Undertaker finally managed to get the advantage with this belly to belly. Taker kept it going with a back body drop and a knee to the head before Triple H got a couple of shots in. He threw him to the corner and then tossed him off the top rope. The Undertaker came to and hit a back suplex before trying to stomp him. Triple H went to the outside before The Undertaker gave chase, and Triple H tried to get the advantage back when he got back in the ring, but failed. Trips did lay some beatdowns in the corner on the Taker, but it wasn't enough, and The Undertaker would hit a high impact suplex, followed by a Russian leg sweep and a leg drop. Triple H got to the second rope and axe handled him, which gave him a bit more control over The Undertaker, and got his own Russian leg sweep. This wasn't enough to keep The Undertaker down, however Triple H had something else in mind, hitting his big spinebuster. It wasn't though enough to keep him down, and The Undertaker cracked out the big comeback spot with a big boot and a leg drop. He then went for the last ride. Triple H escaped to the outside and grabbed a chair, looking for the DQ victory. As he swung it, he missed, and The Undertaker hit a clothesline. But in the ensuing chaos, Triple H hit a pedigree and took the win, retaining the WWE title. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'll try not to be on camera anymore. Check out next time on What Happened on My Universe Mode. Like and subscribe.